Alright, welcome to another painting tutorial. In this one, we're going to look at the Space Wolf Stormwolf. I'm using these basic colors, which will be all on my blog. I'm going to walk through some of the steps here. I use some oil techniques for the weathering, and so I'll kind of explain that here, maybe a bit more on my blog. So I started out airbrushing the whole thing with the Fang. So I started off with a gray base coat over top of black spray paint, and yeah, just spraying on the Fang, trying to get a nice even coat on everything. Here. Okay, so that's about it. Yeah, trying to make sure I get a nice even coat on all the undersides and everything. It kind of depends on how even your base coat was, how much you're going to have to airbrush on there, if you're using a spray brush or whatever sort of. So yeah, airbrushing can speed things up quite a bit, but there's cleanup and all that sort of thing with airbrushing, so you got to watch out. Rus Grey doing next level of highlights. And so basically I'm just trying to spray all the flat surfaces, same idea as what I do with paint, just avoiding all of the deep crevices. So you can kind of see the upper areas here I'm painting on, getting an idea. Sometimes the airbrush clogs a bit, so you got to spray it off on something else. And yeah, I don't airbrush everything, just stuff that I need to paint up pretty quick, just because yeah, it takes a bit to set up the airbrush. So there you can see what that looks like with the two colors. And then going to the third color, Fenrisian Grey. So this I'm trying to get only on the kind of edge highlights there. You can see along those ridges that I'm doing. And just trying to do a bit finer detail, getting just a bit of variation on some of the big surfaces there. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to bring the colors up just a touch and give the idea of, you know, sort of wear and tear or some fading here and there. Working in the middles of some of the panels and that sort of thing, and blending it just a bit as much as I can. And there we go, that's all done. Yeah, so you can't see a ton of the, you know, most of the work there doesn't really add a lot, just kind of gives you a bit more tonal variation on the stuff. So now I'm moving back to my paint bench and adding some Leadbelcher on all the silver bits. So just base coating the silver, that's all you're really seeing there. Then some base coating gold, Balthasar Gold. So all of these wolf details here, there, and everywhere. What I did is I didn't shade or highlight any of these before I went on to the oil paints. And really I should have. I probably should have painted the brightest highlights on all of the silver and gold bits because I ended up shading those nicely and I didn't really highlight them later. Well, I did the gold a little bit at the end. So Mephiston Red, doing these kind of the front of the engine cells, and that's going to be my blood claw markings. And again, with this, I'm doing all of the highlights, not too many shades, before I move over to the oils. So these I'm just freehanding these zigzags on here, the teeth marks or whatever they're called. And I'm going to weather this a bit, so it doesn't have to be exact, and it's going to look paint chipped and that sort of thing. So I'm just trying to get it as even as possible. Okay, so then what I did is I airbrushed Future Floor Polish, which is an acrylic, just basically an acrylic gloss spray. Or it's not a spray, it comes in a big bottle from in the cleaning section in your store, and I sprayed the whole thing to give it a nice acrylic gloss finish. And it's important that it's acrylic because then the oil paints won't react with it. And what I've got here is mineral spirits with some artist oils, and so they're really, really watered down, and I'm just painting artist oils on everything. So the first one was black, and this one here is brown. And so as you can see, it's kind of a milky consistency, sort of same idea as your washes from your GW washes, and just painting this on basically everything. And it's going to be pretty messy. And then what you do is you just let it dry for a day, and you come back with a Q-tip and you wipe it off all of the flat surfaces. So this is kind of the finished look. I'm just showing some of the GW colors there. And then I did some of the details after spraying it with a matte spray. So once you're done with the oils, you spray it with a matte spray and you're done. So as you can see, nice, really nice weathered look. Very, very simple for big vehicles like this. I highly recommend it. But of course you need an airbrush, and that can be pretty cost prohibitive if you're not doing a lot of this. So anyways, here's the finished model. You can check out my blog. You can check out all the other projects, and feel free to ask questions about how I did this. See you next time.